I do worry though, because it's a team with a lot of personality on board. His Vision though moving in over towards Sandhawk.
This is Vision grouped up, looking to rock together. Go for the burst in. DBS is bringing the baseline as the beat comes through. A bit of a shot back over from Vision. 2 knocks instantly onto them. Marcelo up close towards the window side, just baiting off his teammates' contact, looking for the close range engagement. It's not ideal for Team Secret. One by one, ripped to pieces. And yesterday we saw them performing far better when they could play passive. It felt like if they were able to play from a distance, it was good. Here it's a rough early start.
You do wonder if Fourth Rise is going to get involved in this. Seeing this, takes a good angle down towards that south side as well. Gets a little bit of damage in. Will finish off that final player at Team Secret as well. But that's a 3 knockdown there coming through for Vision. It's a hard one. You don't really want to give up the bridge crossing on the north side. But also that could have been 3-4 pickups, giving you a bit more of opportunity to rotate down towards that south.
इस टीम पे नहीं है.
It's Alpha Gaming though once again.
इस मैच में नहीं है सर. दूसरे मैच खेलेंगे भाई.
It's already costly as well. A lot of dividends between both of these teams. You're down to 2 players. Of course, 1 knock there as well. So effectively just a solo. Doc with a nade for the clear on the angle. No real health to play with either. DBS raining out bullets back onto him, keeping him in check. Even if they come away from this, you're going to be so low in terms of what you've invested into it.
Oh, run back into it. It's not gone off yet. Not gone off yet.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh my days.
Doc.
That is that's an interest.
I thought he'd at least just commit at that point on the double take.
I was like, okay, that's a mad play. He's not gone off. He's just going to straight the corner. He's just stepping on it over and over again, going for the bop hit maneuver. Yeah, this is not footy. You can't kick that thing away. So they do lose 2 players. Just Pop as well as Doc remaining on the team. Pretty strong combo to have, but as a 2-player unit, not ideal. Not ideal. So already losing Team Secret and Gamax at a total of 14 players. 7 minutes in the match. This is getting hairy real quick.
You mentioned it as well, of course, with Vision potentially getting dove down on by the 4 Thrives roster. It seems that they are throwing out a few bullets their way to keep them in check and on the move.
Yeah, that's a decent shift for 4 Thrives, 100%. And Falak was having a look at, you're right, you're absolutely right. He was having a looking down towards that south side, but now I would say their position in the circle becomes way stronger in terms of real estate. You do have this difficulty though, Jackie, I will say, where you've got 2 players up towards Hudson, you've got T24 as well as IQ down towards the southern compound of the bridge. You're a bit fragmented right now. If they feel like they can hold all that area, sure.
I suppose we'll see if they do overcommit to it. Seems like Falak is still curious if they can actually get anything from it before they back up, play a little bit more for the long game. Could be a risk you run into. You have Rosemary up on the hill as well, just taking shots down. And he was able to find some impact there, of course, towards Alpha. That got pushed up on. It was a rough early fight for them. I think losing 2 from it, considering how they were hoping, obviously, it'd just be a quick smash and grab, is not ideal. They haven't made out like bandits.
Yeah, it was 2 fights back to back, right? And they were just forcing that position on the south side, which can actually be a really strong place to play and keep you in check for a long time, because it's the slope that comes down from where APG are currently playing down towards Kino Tropa, which is coming in now. Thunder Talks
circle closing in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Damage already into the match here. Lovely stuff, because I think Kino Tropa was trying to find a little bit of presence here, playing up on the cliff tops, but they're disconnected now.
TT कौन सा है भाई? TT का player क्या है? Rafa.
You can see how crisp he is from distance, which is nice to see. He's still on it, finding influence here, considering obviously the rough opener they had going into this. Dive in.
TT आ जाएगा यार.
Aggressive. Made ready as well for his second on the cook. I don't know how he just keeps doing this. Yeah, absolutely is dominating. Just from that one position on high, he's been given so much freedom to rip his way through anyone that dares to step up. That is going to smite you back down to the ground. Up close with the DBS, you feel the full force in your chest on that.
DRX switch.
Intense game. Very respective of their region as well, right? It's a very aggressive region. The intense game playing. They only lose Rafa as well in the process. Adrian, very strong player on that team, really good fragger. But it's nice to see that Rafa and Silence also having a lot of success there in that engagement. So 4 relims so far coming through for intense game. But yeah, Alter Ego, it looked bad. It looked bad. They had to have a bit of a reset there and try and find some compensation. They didn't find all of those knocks and flushes, but Rosemary certainly put the fear.
कितना मैच होगा ग्रुप स्टेज में 18 मैच.
The heads up call as well, obviously just playing off one another, have the respect to play from distance, just go for those more solo maneuvers. They're not just thinking, okay, slow this one down massively, look to run it out. They're actually keeping themselves involved.
भाई 18 मैच होगा 18.
It makes sense. Like even with a rough start, just see what you can do, play your own game.
It looks a lot more competent as well from Alter Ego. You see a lot of these teams coming through, especially previous iterations of Alter Ego.
ये बताओ कौन चिकन लेगा इस बार?
It reminds me a lot of Suk from yesterday, where he was just going for plays where in that moment it was the necessary play to make, but it was risky, so they go for this 1-1 split here coming through from Alba.
इस मैच में कौन जीतेगा भाई? कौन चिकन लेगा? देख सबको.
They don't overrate the pudding here. They play hard in. They've got Noki the back line there. Influence range is on the way from that western side. So at this point in time, I'd quite like to see Falak pull himself off from this position. I think it's just more worth his time to hold Pat in and give up the ghost on that compound. Just hand that over towards Vision. They can hold your south side.
Yeah, it's a good call instantly as well. You can see they've got the audio from this. So as soon as they've got Vision, call for the backup, like you said, they reposition from it. They're not going to guard towards the circle edge there on Vision.
एक बहुत बड़ा धमाका होने वाला है भाई. उधर से DRX आ रहा है, इधर से और बीच में 40 बैठे है भाई. अगर फाइट हो जाता तो मजा आ जाता भाई. क्या ही बोल रहे हैं. वो तो पूरा रोटेशन मार दिया भाई उधर से.
A little bit quieter in this one. DRX are backstabbing over towards Influence Rage.
रोटेशन मार दिया भाई. एक को तो गिरना चाहिए था. अब बच गए भाई, बच गए. ओह भाई बहुत बड़ा फाइट देखने वाले हैं हम. इधर विजन FF मैट्रिक DRX FF मैच DRX FF इन नोवी FF भाई बहुत बड़े युद्ध होने वाला है. अच्छा मार रहा है भाई. टीम ही खाली कर दिया. FF को गायब कर दिया भाई. इस टीम से FF को गायब कर दिया. अब PSN versus RE.
They got sandwiched between two very hard sale pieces of bread in DRX as well as Influence Rage, which is not a comfortable position to be in whatsoever.
R8 का एक बंदा का है. यही तो दो बंदे का है.
It would, or just removing it.
यार 4-7 इस मैच में नहीं है और हमारी टीम आर्यन भी नहीं है. शायद दूसरे मैच खेलेंगे. बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है भाई. 22 रन निकाल दिया इंडिया ने. क्या ही बोले.
For Alpha Gaming, not the most amazing start.
APG गायब.
Only the 5 limbs on that match, but it's better than some teams.
APG knock out हो गया.
These actually where they're kind of just inciting it as well. It's like Rosemary going, feed me more, give more to
DRX.
And there's more on the menu.
He's just seasoning the team at the moment.
Alpha Gaming, Alpha तो गया.
Currently the highest scoring right now in terms of elimination inside the lobby, and that's all just been with 2 players. But look at that. That is a horrible shift for a lot of teams.
Horrible shift for a shaky fourth.
Might just get themselves a freebie off the back of this one. They do have to play it smartly though. I like that T24 as well as Falak have set out over towards that eastern side, play along that cliff edge. They know that there's 2 teams off towards the western side. Noki just needs to keep looking in, pulling out the telescope now and again. Realistically, their main problem is going to be Regman Kaya trying to push up over towards that cliff face and that rocky outcrop. So Falak as well as T24 will be very aware of this.
This was DRX, obviously they got up close towards Influence Rage.
Fight हो गया भाई.
They've been biding their time.
DRX versus
dive in towards the
Infinite Law.
Force them out. See if they can seize control of this one. Leave themselves with good compound control inside of the zone. Dive in instantly, find the first pickup and start to at least secure themselves some cover to play with. Vision as well, popping back up. That's the delayed fight between them and R8 that's been going on for quite some time.
Good timing from Influence Rage. I think they realised that, honestly, for them, they need to start backing it up.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11 टीम बचे हैं भाई.
Teams trying to wrap on that western side. Right now, Alter Ego is in a massive fight and currently decimating.
Wow, भाई यार क्या?
Still up and kicking.
क्या यार?
6 for Roll.
अच्छा मारा भाई.
Both players doing a hell of a lot right now.
Well, this was the thing as well, right? Obviously, he's been playing for that
कौन
position
जीतेगा?
for so long. They got vision.
Wow, wow, wow,
They
wow.
realised they were ahead of them. Tried to go for the backstab into it. Rosemary found some impact.
DRX.
Down and out. All up to the last remaining member.
40
Falls out. They're able to keep themselves in it.
lobby
I mean, fair play for the amount of influence they've had on the lobby. For 2 players, blank, with Rosemary popping off, that's big.
It's pretty nice.
Well
It's pretty
hard.
nice. Especially how it started as well with folks. I do think that's a classic Rosemary moment. Didn't really
इधर
wait
से
for Alva to get in a position and
मैच
just
के
try
आगे
to
बढ़ना impossible है
finish that one much quicker. Yes, they had to
IDA.
get a move on, but that could have been played better.
I think he was
played
like-
better. He was feeling it, right? Yeah, he was feeling it.
It's just one of those. He's gone for the solo play, thinking mechanically he's just going to pick it up on himself. 'Cause he
इधर
was
से
really
बच के
just
निकलना
absolutely
यम
slaying. Like, the
possible.
quick
बोले
shots he
तो
was getting from on
यम possible है ना भाई. यम
distance was
possible.
real in his mind.
Yeah, try to get Medieval on, but it's not meant to be. Vision.
विजन के एक बंदे को गायब कर दिया और एक बच्चे है इसको भी गायब कर देंगे. तो हो जाएगा. काट खेल खत्म पैसा आ
When
गया.
they feel most comfortable.
It is.
They need a roof overhead. I understand it. Sometimes you've got to just tuck in. It's like being underneath a desk. Let's see what they can do, though. When push comes to shove, so many bullets raining in from either side. Marcelo is able to get into a little bit of a cheeky angle around the backside as well. So he's got cover here. Focus drawn over from the other side as that's Falak that gets beaten onto them. It's a big pickup.
Yeah, again, that's what we were talking about earlier. Falak was just holding this angle for that eventuality when Reglan Kai started to move up. You can see that cliff face exactly what I'm talking about, but you have a small amount of vision as they make that cross. They didn't quite get Loxy.
Circle closing in.
Falak immediately retreats back into cover. He's playing around that hard cover as well. Awesome stuff. Yeah, again, I love this player, man. I really, really do.
They needed that as well. That peak there, they had to get the full commit off the back of it because now you've exposed so much vision in the back line and literally 2 vision that were just waiting for an opportunity. All attention's turned. You can see once again focusing on that, knowing they're lurking underneath the bridge.
If T24 and Falak even feel like it, they could just go for some nades on the top here. They could probably cleave through. Fairly easy off the back of that.
एक बंद फटेगा. बोलना ना फटेगा.
Lovely toss there coming through. Over towards Toshpik, leaving Kai now. It's just 3.
It's the spacing as well.
Yeah,
You're right on the money, Blank. They've got to try and push up and fight together
Wow,
on this
wow,
one.
wow, wow,
Out the crosshairs all from the back line. Gets one straight in between the eyes on Silas. There's the damage back from Falak as well. Finding the opportunity.
चारों बंदे को ले लिया.
And vision go down.
4 बंदे को ले लिया. अरे फलक अच्छा मार रहा है भाई. फलक सच में 40 भाई. God level खेल रहा है. अच्छा खेल रहा है 40 भाई. फलक क्या खेल रहा है भाई फलक. अकेला शायद अकेला 4 बंदे मारे भाई. 5 किल 4 किल उनका है भाई शायद. ओ भाई सब अच्छा खेल रहा है भाई. 40 तो नाइस खेल रहा है भाई. 40 नाइस खेल रहा है.
A lot of attention from one another. This is just lovely from 4 Thrives.
Yeah. Like you said at the start of the show, mate, they've been thriving. Once again, it's happening here. Decision making is crisp. Silence goes down. Knocked out by IQ with a quick heads up maneuver. He's got control towards the ridge of the roof, taking the peaks in. They've got so much freedom here.
Yeah, it's just picture perfect. I mean, this is exactly how you'd want to play a hard team. Yeah, they've had the circle looking coming up this way, but you don't normally see teams just calmly and efficiently set themselves up for any angle that might be an issue for them coming into the future. Falak's going to go for another peek over the top now. He is the solo right now, so you have to be very careful about this, but usually he is, and he'd rather come back into hard cover than just go for a full commit over towards Reglan Kaya. He just wants info right now.
कौन लेगा चिकन इस मैच में? 1 2 3 4 5 6 टीम बचे भाई.
Trying to keep themselves just out of dodge until an opportunity to actually strike into this. Relatively quiet compared to obviously their opening game yesterday. We'll see if they can steal out many points the longer this one goes on. You can see just observing more than being thrown into the forefront of it right now.
जाना तो पड़ेगा.
Yangon Galacticos just looking for a higher placing. I mean, 6th place is not bad, but it's not going to get you a lot of placement points. You typically want like a 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. At first it'd be nice for anyone, but yeah, getting up towards the third or fourth here would be decent points to have. Pedrino goes down, is off from Diego. The other side of things from Influence Rage.
Honor. Domination.
Some damage here, but
Inka do player.
a tough breakout from this building.
600 damage.
It's a
600
risky
damage.
position. Obviously, you had that opportunity of knowing DRX crashed in early. They'll have that vision on the cross.
अरे भाई क्या ही मारा है भाई.
Turned IQ again, same angle, just living.
Such a ballsy angle as well. This car. We'll have to push off now. There's so much open ground in front of
DRX versus Infinite Lording.
Influence Range and DRX, and Four Thrives have the opportunity to do something very, very good here.
DRX got a nice burst, up close and personal with an ace. They've had it trapped for so long, and this is going to be infuriating Rage for them. Not really much room to breathe either zone. Nipping at your heels, DRX have finally smoked you out.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous hold. Sizzy actually being able to get up towards that warehouse, then just play off that off angle. They knew that coming out from these crates is going to be really, really difficult. So very, very well done. Improve from them. QXZ now going to peek out, but T24 goes for a quick pre-fire on the angle. This might come down to Four Thrives versus Regnum Karya at the end of it. Smile's not making his way through. Way too far from the distance.
Pinned down, no room to breathe. Whoa, deep nade. You've been feeling the force of that one. The follow-up. Big brain decimation as the Nitro's on target.
No way!
No.
Oh my days.
क्या
Yang
मारा है भाई.
finishing a lot of that off there, but I mean IQ's bought his team a massive amount of space.
क्या ही grenade है भाई.
That could have been a terrifying fight for them. White the laser.
Great work with the nades, man. T24 as well keeps it going. Spots out Yangdong. Able to get the shots back over, keep them pinned in. There's been no room for him to move up whatsoever this entire time. Basically just sitting ducks.
He's been clean 12 elims on the game from what typically for a lot of teams I would say is a fairly passive position to play, but they've had so much influence. And IQ turns what could have been a 4v4, which was easily third party by Regnum Karya, into now a situation where they have to get into a 3v4. But look at Falag moving up over towards Loxy, playing on an off angle. He's spotted now. Just a 2v4, and Regnum Karya could be taking this home.
Silas, the shopkeeper, with a quick checkout on that one. Deals the damage and keeps on moving, bobbing and weaving with the attention turned on them. So the manpower advantage is good right now. In a position where they can build from this. Wait a minute. Oh, the Romeo story. He goes in for the stab in the dark. T24 with the battle back down to the final two, and two are knocked. Battles it out. They're trying to scrap up close. DBS firing shots. Silas from the side, and that's enough to steal it away. It was a good game from Four Thrives, but in the end, we know who really walks away with a chicken dinner.
Regnum Karya, good stuff for them, honestly, playing in a very difficult position. They bided their time.
अच्छा खेला है. दोनों टीमें नहीं अच्छा
खेला. The roof over the head was good, kept them warm and decent all the way until that end game. For Four Thrives, though, I think you come away with that
अच्छा
one
खेला
very
है.
happy with
बहुत अच्छा मैच गया है.
the limbs they ended up with. So a 19-point game. I actually think they're on top in terms of match rankings compared to Regnum Karya there. Another banger coming through from Four Thrives.
It's mad that it just looks so consistent right now. And it was the split as well. Like, the way they're actually playing off one another in what was a very intense choreography of PUBG Mobile there. Like, you're having everything thrown at you. The kitchen sinks coming your way, handled it perfectly. No pressure, no sweat, just perfect elims.
It's a real clean way to play that 2-2 split as well. And that wouldn't have worked if they'd not identified the DRX and Influence Rage were on that western side, so they could just fully focus over towards Regnum Karya as well as intense game. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a little less intensity and send you to a break, and we'll be back very shortly.
back in. हाँ अच्छा खेला है भाई बंदे ने अच्छा खेला है भाई
Reignites my sword. We'll crown a new lord of Cybertron. All for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Sad that it didn't work out, honestly. I love that play of them going under the bridge, fighting for that position. It was so nice. I just think that maybe they got a little bit too to think about, because that particular compound where they had that fight with R8 is actually, you see those teams that fight there always take way too long. Always take way too long. So I think it's something to think about, something to consider when you're talking about where to go, what compound to use, because if you end up fighting there, it just seems to take forever.
Now, during that fight that was happening between Regnan and Karya and Team Vision, I did notice that Pubg was kind of third-partying a little bit. He ultimately ended up eliminating Team Vision, at least some of the players there. We're having a back and forth, Max. We're wondering, would that be the time for Pubg maybe to just not overextend too much, but see if maybe he could third-party even more? Because if he would have taken more players from Regnan and Karya, I think it would have been an easy win for them.
Yeah, I think you don't want to take that heat against Regnan and Karya at that point. I did like that he was trying to get an angle. You can get an angle under the bridge, but you can't get an angle under the dip of Regnan and Karya. And that's what I was so confused with Vision. Why are you stopping under the bridge when you're actively being shot at by Phallic? Send it on to the side of Regnan, take the fight. If you get eliminated, at least you tried. But if you win, you get a bunch of eliminations on the Regnan and Karya, and you're safe from all those teams trying to take shots at you from Hatton itself. So I think the Vision got a little bit too hesitant, and that did cost them the game, I think, this time around, because it could have been a Vision chicken dinner, would have been the first Mina chicken dinner. That would have been an amazing thing to see happen here in Riyadh.
That's interesting that you think that they didn't extend it enough. You think that they stopped too short by going under the bridge,
which not only gave an angle for Phallic, but also makes it very nameable because it was hiding behind pillars and walls, and Regnan just kept chucking it over the side. So I think that he just commit to the push. You can stay under the bridge for maybe 10 seconds, get information, get the game plan. We have to send it, and especially Regnan mine a little dip, which is very nadeable. I don't know how many nades they had, but if they had a few, you need to play around that utility to transition in that dip because it was such a good defensive spot.
I see you pondering stuff there.
I'm pondering.
You want to add to it?
Well, because you and I thought that them stopping under the bridge.
चिकन निकल दिया भाई ने लास्ट
तक
रह के चिकन निकल दिया भाई.
I see what you're saying there, but I felt like overall it was a really good, at least initial position to take. I did think that Regnan and Karya were maybe had a little bit of a split. Some of them were under the bridge.
Yeah, are you talking about when they stop on the bridge on the other side, not the side that Four Thrives could see, Because I think that's the one we were talking about, right? When they were on the right side of the bridge, not super exposed to fourth drives. I think that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of that because then they started using those nades onto Regnum Karya, and then you were talking about when they actually just went onto the other side of the bridge.
Yes.
Then they should have gone forward. I see. Okay, because I was like, we were talking and we liked it. So what are you talking about? Okay,
We liked it up until the point where fourth drives and Phallic was just like, oh, are those eliminations? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to go for that MVP. I'll end up taking them. One team that actually ended up surprising us a little bit too was none other than Intense Game. Intense Game just took air up on their top.
Yeah, I really liked how they played that. You had 3 teams on that western side. The western side generally in these kinds of zones is always so strong of a position that everybody always wants the mountains. They always want the center. It's the west side that often wins games for teams. So it was really nice to see that you had 3 teams, Influence Rage, Intense Game, and Thundertop. Influence Rage ended up doing the whole thing of going center, going straight for the city, going straight for Hot Tin. That was fine. But for Intense Game, and I think what really proved to be the key in their lobby was actually getting rid of Thundertop, clearing that west side completely, because then they had space to actually move in.
No, I think that was definitely a really good play. I like how slow they were playing it on the coast, because they were waiting. What kind of circle are we going to get next? Are we going to have a proper Houghton City finish? Are we going to have a coastal finish? They were kind of keeping their options open, so I do like how slow they were playing it, but I do think they did fumble towards the end pretty massively because they start splitting. And you need players, you need a full squad if you want to go for a push onto, let's say, Influence Rage, onto your fourth rise, onto Regnum Karya. Any push you want to go for, I don't care which one you commit to, you need to have that full squad available at a moment's notice. And they decided to send, I think it's Pedrino, in Houghton, and keep it. I just put it into perspective, so. Thank you, right? Seven, great input. We love it.
I can see your head just thinking about it.
You saw the dynamite right there. So it's been working great, and for a lot of the teams, it's going to be their ticket to the finals. Are you good at a wrangle? Yes, no. And if that's the case, like we saw before Rise, they are going to be able to go the entire way. So I do want to go on a quick of a little bit of a tangent here. DRX, we said at the start of the day, we want to see how their bad games are. Here, they do get fine to the game, but they don't get close to the podium whatsoever. They get still a bunch of placement points and eliminations. Like, this makes me hopeful that, okay, DRX trying to find that consistency. It was a very good entry point into Houghton alongside Influence Rage. I want to see more of that coming in from DRX. Just, no, you're not always going to get into your top 3, top 5. Just get eliminations on board, and that's going to be more than enough to make me happy and for them to secure their spot to the next stage.
Well, for DRX, you kind of got a bit of a side there. They didn't get super gifted by the circle. They did end up doing a good rotation. But don't forget, for everybody currently watching, from July 25th to the 27th and August 1st to the 3rd, log into Summon Airdrops and collect 2025 airdrop vouchers to enter prize draws for official merchandise, smartphones, BD partner rewards, permanent in-game items, and more. Every participant is guaranteed to win. Additionally, from July 25th to the 31st, vote for your favorite because there is a eyebrow at stake.
Oh,
2 of them.
Shoot.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
No! Oh, we did agree to this. Dang it. Okay, yeah. No, it's going okay. It's going okay so far. You know what? I'm happy with how it's going.
Am I getting that vibe? It didn't seem like questionable, right?
She's lying.
Oh, I'm not.
She had 8 team spirits. You know?
Over to Black.
That you need.
Absolutely, the read that you need on the speed of these rotations from these teams. Because obviously, for the first time ever, EWC, we are sharing the map feed here with you. We've been doing it throughout the year, slowly rolling out, a little bit of time. But we really just wanted to share with you the inner workings of all the teams. A while now, you know, locking in, making sure you guys know where the teams are. But now you can take a look into the inner workings of PUBG Mobile as well. So make sure you check that out over at PUBG Mobile Esports on YouTube. Enough of that though, we're going to head over towards Erangel itself.
Oh yes, follow your favourite teams and get ready for the scenes that we're going to be witnessing here. Game 2, day 2, the action is heating up, but who will be beating the heat? That's the question and the tagline, and a lot riding on it. Already some interesting developments from game 1 in terms of the early explosive hot drops that resulted in a rough start for Alter Ego that somehow turned into the Rosemary show, hoping it won't be as bad of a start, but an even better finish for them this time, Black.
That's what you hope to see here. I think a lot of fans for Alter Ego, some really good players on side. Alva's been around for a long time, as has Rosemary, but two players that did fantastically well in our last match. I'll tell you who is beating the heat, though. That player that had managed to create a small wall of water bottles in front of the camera. Not sure if he's hiding his face or just trying to make sure he stays hydrated. Either way, happy for the guy. In the meantime, though, we're heading over towards Georgia Pole from down in Sosnovka. Alpha Gaming out early, alongside with Ketch from Firefoot, so Influence Rage are in position as well, alongside with Thunder Talks. I imagine they're heading over towards another Rapmire here.
It's a good system, mate. You build up the wall of the water bottles that are slightly cold. The air will then blow that almost as an artificial AC. So maybe that'll even pull them off.
Cracking the lid a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just a little bit of cold air from it. So he's either going to play really hot because he's kind of been like actively cooled, or he'll play worse because he's cooled off.
This is really big though, and teams will have to cool off real quick because it's going to be a hot rotation down towards Sosnovka early on here. Influence Raid, Thunder Dogs and Alpha Gaming already here. This is big news for them, but there's quite a lot of teams for us. I mean, recently we've more only seen maybe 1 or 2 teams over towards Sosnovka early. So Influence Rage, Thunder Talks and Alpha Gaming very pleased with this one. Fourth Rise, very clear. They have a very quick rotation they can make down towards the south ridge, that little hillside that looks over towards the west and the east. But again, we saw how well Fourth Rise could hold on position last game, so hopefully they can do the same here, because you will.